Hey, Nick.
What is it? Is something wrong?
Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy. Oh, look at this. I brought this mask-to-mask publicity photo.
Why does a thief have publicity? You brought that? Where? From the little tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things. My voice went there.
You know, I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Pearl's voice broke.
Yeah, my voice went there. I'm okay, we're good. Who's screaming like that?
I think I know who
What?
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it.
Yeah, I did. But it doesn't look like things are gonna get any less ugly for you.
Because I did it! I'm the criminal! Me! He's at it again.
What a crybaby.
I sent the calling card to Lord and tell you I admit it!
But you don't have the sacred urn, right?
Well, that's true. But that doesn't mean I didn't commit the crime. Anyway, I admit that I'm guilty. So make sure to give me a guilty verdict. Please!
Oh, is that you, Ronnie? Bonjour, sweetie.
Oh, Desi, honey, bonjour. Well, actually,
Nope.
I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this.
Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you.
Didn't do an accent last time, did
We've
you?
gone French now. We said bonjour. She's not
Yeah.
French.
You see, the thief is,
Can I tell you something, Nicky boy?
What was that?
That's flirtatious. I can guarantee that my Lonnie is innocent. Guarantee. If he's again guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you.
He's just smiling.
Yeah, which is always worrying. See? Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got some errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. He's a crybaby. Okay. Let's wait for that. Shit.
Mrs. Light, it's time for you to enter the courtroom.
What? Alright, Governor.
We need someone to be the bailiff. Neither of us is going to
We've
do
got
it.
English now.
Well, to be fair,
Look, sunshine. Look, sunshine.
can I just say, when you're voicing Phoenix, it's your own voice.
Yeah.
When I do Edgeworth, court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The judge is English.
Yeah. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
What about the prosecution? Are you prepared to... What a stupid question. What did you say? Fine, let me ask you, Your Honor. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? What? No, I'm not. I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides. Well, if you're not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. That's a rule to live by. Who are you? I'm Goddo, legendary prosecutor. I've never lost a case.
Put my music.
Ah, he's the one that Detective Adme was talking about. Now listen to that music. Yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far? Huh. None. What did you say? I've never prosecuted a case before. Never? But you said you never lost before. Exactly. I've never lost. I've never won before either.
Yeah, he's right.
Quite arrogant for a beginner, aren't you? Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings. Yes, but a mask in a court of law. Don't you know anything?
No, the judge does not know anything.
No matter the man, we all wear masks. Either on our faces or over our hearts.
Deep.
This guy's the real deal, alright, Nick. So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Trite. Nick, is he a friend of yours?
No, I don't have any friends that call me trite. Not even Edgeworth calls me that. He's not my friend, he's my life partner. You should see the fan art.
I have returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you.
Well then, Prosecutor Gobbo.
It's not Gobbo, it's Goddo, Your Honor.
In any case, please give your opening statement.
Opening statement? Those things not fit for even for dogs to consume. I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Trite.
No, it's Mr. Right. You got my name wrong. Oh, you do it on purpose. Well, what is it?
Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link?
Where?
I wonder how much you can withstand before you and your case break in two.
You mean that literally or metaphorically? Because I'm not sure I can break into it.
Well then, let's hear from the first witness.
Who's the first witness?
Of course it is.
Hey, my name is...
No one has asked for your name, witness.
Do we have to? Do we have to? Fuck it.
The important thing is that you know what you know, that's all. Start talking. We're listening.
Yes, sir.
Alright, witness. First, let's hear about... What do you know about the thief that stole the urn?
Yes, sir. That I can do without mucking up, mostly. Master Mask's a master thief. First started his crime spree 6 months ago. With that hat, he is so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. That was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card to Lordly Taylor. Lordly Taylor. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was Master Mask, sir. It fits his MO to a T. Mr. T.
So that the actual identity of this Master Mask is... Mr. Goddo! You!
I wonder who flings in those coffees.
We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Goddo.
Blacker than a moonless night. Hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee.
There's your quote.
I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please. Proceed. God, he's so smooth.
It's the music. I'm slowly rocking out here.
Very well. It's only coffee after all.
I don't get coffee.
Proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
More coffee.
Well, Nick, what are you going to do?
As long as I haven't brought Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show that it wasn't Master Mask who stole the urn. That piece of junk. Yep. I won't go those music back. Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe? Just hearing that little and that question is making me nervous. You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right? That's right, pal. But there's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art. What do you mean?
Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing?
No, I meant from a financial point of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price.
Well, Prosecutor Goddo, what is the value of that urn?
The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense.
So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Master Mouse would normally go after. Aww.
If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the theft of the sacred urn was not the work of Mask to Mask.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Mostly.
Well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of Mask to Mask or not? And what do you have to say about this, Mr. Goddo?
This coffee here is my own special blend. I call it Gatto number 107.
In this cafe, haven't got anything on me.
I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. That's the only thing I've got in on my mind right now. Mr. Trite.
What?
If you're really a man, you should clean up your mess.
Sorry, but I don't get what you mean.
If you're saying it wasn't Master Mask that stole the urn, then it must be someone imitating Master Mask's method. A fake.
A fake Master Mask?
I would have gone with Master Fake, but...
Fake to mask? That sounds so ridiculous. But I like it. And before I decide on my coffee, I believe it's proof. Some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor was actually a fake.
No, I don't approve of Mr. Gordon's behavior. His point is valid. Mr. Wright. We're waiting.
Fake to mask.
I would have gone with Master Fake. Or whatever fake is in French. Wait a minute. The proof is right here.
This looks like a photo taken by a security camera.
But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it.
Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us just how this picture is so peculiar.
Just throw the DS stars at you. Ow! It's right here, of course.
You mean Master Mask?
I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to look at.
Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning?
Good job you did. We will be screwed. The problem I have is with the security camera photo is the brooch on Dimas' chest.
A breach? Here? Bailiff, get my steed. We need to retreat at once.
I have a brooch, Your Honor. It's sort of a clasp of holding one's cape on.
A clasp, eh? Ah! I see now.
I have image of the judge arriving every day on a horse. But Master Mask is in the... Ah! He has no brooch. I'm on the ball. The brooch is the same as the emblem on Damas' calling card and serves as a symbol. But the thief that broke into the Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Master Mask is a fake. I've been fooled again. Damn it.
Order! It's true, undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe, how could you have overlooked this?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how
Hey now, if you're gonna have a pity party, invite me too.
I need pity.
But Mr. Goddard, you deserve some blame in this too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch?
That brooch you're talking about? Do you mean this?
Ah! That's Master Mask's brooch. Damn it.
Where did you find it?
Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue.
Why didn't you tell me about that, sir?
I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence.
Massively illegal.
This guy's one cool customer.
Unlike you, Nick, you're never cool.
It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there, too.
Hickeys?
Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Rhonda Light's fingerprints.
What?
What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch?
Ah, shit.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Goddo, let's see that brooch.
I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her.
It appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back.
Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene. Huh. You mess with Gato,
You get the horns, wait.
and you get burned. I was afraid these aren't here very often.
Yeah.
Well, Judge, I'm about to get ready to call my next witness.
Huh? You're done with me? Well, I haven't proved anything yet.
You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough.
You're worse than Mr. Edgeworth. That doesn't sound good at all.
Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom.
Sweet little gurney. That's everyone's favourite. She lands.
1 second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up.
Shush! Silence!
Now I see it's all becoming clear.
What's clear?
Zvari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What have we here is a judge and a prosecutor, a coffee maniac at that. Am I correct?
Well, yes, that's right.
Huh. Not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil. Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Atmay, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens. Boy, these two make a perfect pair.
They'll either be best friends or they tear each other's heads off.
I've heard that on the night of the crime you were all alone on security detail.
You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes.
Oh, fuck you, pal! From the gallery.
If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is.
Aww.
Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours witnessed.
It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed.
On my pocket watch.
That's when my nemesis, the infamous Master Mask, just dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I woke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used my emergency phone to notify the police.
You mean his mobile phone? Yeah.
So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal.
My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my visual range. But of course, that's only natural.
I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his own performance that evening.
Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We are not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of one of the king of thieves, the great Master Mask, my arch enemy. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me.
Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Do I have to?
Yes.
He always insults me. What's with everyone insults me over this?
You'll be used to it by now.
Even Edgeworth.
Even the judge.
Everyone. There's like every Pearl hits him. Frequently. In fact, later on. Gotta go through his testimony. Mr. Atme, could you take a look at this with this special monocle of yours?
Aha, this belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Master Mask. It is, in point of fact, Master Mask's brooch.
Untitled. It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened.
Ah, elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously it wasn't glued on well enough.
Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off. A piece of clothing.
Ripped off?
Aha.
We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in the position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Abney.
Arr.
I was almost a pirate.
It was an rather than an R.
Detective Abney, you must have fought with the thief that night. So, why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Not by Superman pose.
Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime.
I mean, no one ever gets charged for it.
No, wait just a minute, sir, old-timer.
Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home.
I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately. The true measure of a man is in the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, isn't that right?
You talk too much.
Witness, so why are you now saying that you and the thief fought?
Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor.
Excuse me.
Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules. Indeed, I understand. I, Luke Atmey, agree completely. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, Luke Atmey cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true. Bam! And that's all she wrote.
Discombobulated.
Wonderful word.
Yeah.
So in the end you didn't catch a glimpse of Master Mask?
Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak.
Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case.
He's a judge.
Makes a lot of sense, though, doesn't it,
Yeah,
suddenly?
it speaks a lot of things. Judge is more than just a moron. Dude. Fists. I suppose using someone else's fists. Can you tell us a little more about what happened?
My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious. I assumed the at-me fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me.
Go at me.
That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me.
Go at me, punching fist. Why have I made me Inspector Gadget? And
I was going to say, go at me, Rangers.
what is this at me fighting style?
I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret I really can't say anymore. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you.
Style.
Well, Mr. Rice, what about their testimony?
Of course it's important. We've learned a detective's secret technique after all.
Yes, indeed. I'd rather use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night.
In case you'd like to attack me, Mr. Wright.
Now then, witness. We'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony.
We'll censor it out in the records, don't worry. Third eye.
I love it!
What a shit. And Detective Abney, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. Not even Kevin Spacey can save you now.
What fun this is, Sir Lawyer. It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armoured feet.
I believe this is what you said yesterday. Well, it got power up the flashback. Does have a chemistry set though. Respect the man, the chemistry.
From behind, huh?
But just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head.
Ah, it seems I've made another mistake.
Detective Abney, that's not the only strange part of your testimony.
What do you mean by that?
For example, discombobulated? The very fact that you hit the calling card from the police itself is strange. So I tapped my paper here. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help you in security. Stop me if this all sounds familiar.
Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad.
That's wrong.
To err is human, to forgive divine.
That's all I've got.
Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate. And yes, they even make mistakes.
Hey, hold on. It's not as pretty as that.
Really? What's it like then?
Stare at him.
Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules. Run to the void.
Back in the void. Just save my safe place.
Mr. Wright, what exactly is that you're asserting?
Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that... He's no detective, no. The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Atmey's true identity is actually Master Mask.
Yeah!
His monocle popped out.
It really did. It was a weird look.
Yeah.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atmey's story. He says he was hiding at the crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe, that's not hard, and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure.
That's because
It just raises too many questions.
I analyzed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues the police overlooked in order to arrive at a...
Oh, please. The explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atmey. You twit. The truth is that you are, in fact, Master Mask.
Yeah.
But, Mr. Wright, this photo it clearly shows Master Mask. The security camera belongs to Lordly Taylor Department Store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it.
It's called Photoshop, Your Honor. He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed as the thief and stole the urn.
So, the ace detective is actually an ace thief. This is true, witness.
Mask's memo is pure genius, and so am I, Luke Atmey, ace detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I'm impressed, Sir Lawyer.
What? Witness, you're admitting it?
That is rare. I know.
Nick, now's your chance.
Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. Detective Atmey, when you assume the thief's identity... Ow!
Oh!
That's gonna burn.
Gato Blend, number 1 or 2. My personal favorite.
I'm all thought to be burns over here, but we're fine.
Mr. Goddo!
The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell it best for selling novel. Is that one problem? Simply isn't true.
Or is it?
Mr. Goddo, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and I
will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of the whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt. Mr. Trite,
Still burned.
this detective really is a thief, and show us the proof of your claim. But it better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face.
Yeah, severe burns over here.
Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this
I just got
decisive
coffee
proof you
thrown at
have.
me.
Quickly!
Huh? Oh, he's fine now. Yes, of course.
Are you alright, Nick?
I get home in time and catch the next episode of Steel Samurai. With decisive evidence that proves Mr. Luke Atmey is in fact Master Mask. Proof? Of course, I got nothing.
Just what I thought. Man has to hold his head up high no matter how bad things get, after all.
I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion.
As usual, you're full of air.
That is all for Mr. Trite.
Right, whatever.
You're all the same to me.
Racist judge.
Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again.
No good. I'm just not ready yet.
But are you going to just give up and let us lose this?
So, you've come to your senses, have you, Sir Lawyer?
Damn it.
It seems a cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has lifted. Mr. Goddo, if you have anything further to add, then... Who are you?
That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Mr. Light, what are you doing here? Nicky boy, the thing you've been looking for? I think I found it. A bag.
You mean that bag?
No, not the bag. What's in the bag? Well,
That's...
The sacred urn! Nick, it's the urn! Hold on a minute.
wait a minute.
Order! Order! You, madame! That urn, where did you find it?
You'll never believe it. It was in the office of Mr. Fancy Pansy's detective. Look at me.
Oh, Desi, you're the best!
Off camera somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere he is. He must be in the witness stand. It'll be in the,
Well, how'd you explain that one, Mr. Apme? Even you were gonna have a hard time wheezing your way out of this.
Pathetic.
Mr. Goddo, do you have something you wish to say?
Yeah, pathetic. That's all I got.
Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly times change. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad.
You're still denying that Mr. Atme was involved?
Before casting aspersions at Detective Atme, consider the young lady here. Her name is Desiree. Desiree Delight. Is that correct?
Yes. What about it? Who gives... Go figure.
How charming. The lengths that a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring.
What are you insinuating?
As the wife of the criminal, you could have discovered that stolen urn anywhere, including the office of the good detective here. So you found the urn. What does that prove? It certainly doesn't prove where the urn was before you found it.
What? I just brought it here from the detective's office.
Please, madame, this town is already filled to the brim with lies. Any more could only compound the tragedy we have been witness to.
You're wrong. I would never do such a thing. Mr. Light. Please, Nicky boy, you got to help me talk some sense into these people. Let's think about this. Where have we seen that bag before? Fingerprints, always a good one to go for. I can prove where the urn was. By the fingerprints on it.
Fingerprints, eh?
That newfangled thing.
Oh, come now. Now you're really making me laugh, Sir Lawyer. Fingerprints indeed. May I go on? Good. Now, it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place.
I stroked it.
In any case, I am always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. So unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything.
What about it, Mr. Wright? The witness's fingerprints would be nothing anyway.
Nick, what are you gonna do now?
Bullshit my way out of this, like I normally do. The defense proposes that the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. Me? What more can I say?
So what is all this fuss about fingerprints anyway?
Mr. Atme, do you recall the events of yesterday? The attempted theft. See, my would you be funny, Daddy? Takes a long time taking it out. Oh, what is it? Drumroll, Pearl. Well, hello. It's true that I didn't get a chance to look in the bag at the time, but I did touch what was inside.
What? You touched it?
And I remember it very well. It was smooth and hard.
Well, that was just...
Your Honor, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on that urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves that the urn was in Detective Atme's office.
Well, even if your fingerprints are on the urn, it still doesn't prove when they were put there, does it?
Of course it does.
What did you say?
Not what I said, it's what Agent Andrews, the person in charge of the exhibition, said. If she polished it that much, she must have removed any and all fingerprints on it. And the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it after that was yesterday at the Acme Detective Agency.
This blend, Gato Blend number 107, I've decided it's a little too bitter after all.
Order! 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 I accept the defense's request. Bailiff, take this urn and...
Wait! Wait a moment, Your Honor. There's no need for that.
No need, you say?
Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's fingerprints are on the urn.
What are you saying?
No, you break them down, man. They break down.
Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
This guy is nuttier than a fruitcake.
You see, it was me all along. I am the one and only Master Mask. I hope you all enjoyed my little performance.
Well, that happened. But sure case,
Well, Mr. Gatto, what's Mr. Acme's condition?
He's still in the lobby laughing insanely, Your Honor.
hear a faint knee in the background.
I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to be.
Well, it looks like the matter's been settled. We're getting perilously close to besmirching the record of the innocent young man.
That was quick.
Yeah, quick.
Besmirching him with the title of thief.
Should be pussy.
Nick, you were right after all.
I'm always right. Most depressed innocent.
The court finds the defendant, Mr. Rondelite. Of course.
You're wrong. Wrong, I tell you. I mean, not exactly wrong so much, but actually not right is what I was really trying to say.
Oh god, here we go. Someone kicking me hard.
The thief, the sneaky, odious thief who's been stealing all the treasures. It's me, I'm him, I'm the one you want. I'm the thief, I tell you. So do it. Pronounce me guilty. Please.
I don't know what kind of kangaroo court you would think this all is, but...
The true identity of the thief has already been proven. Please hurry and pass judge.
What are you talking about? I already confessed. I'm the thief, I tell you.
Mr. Gatto, please just stand there drinking coffee.
Hey there, Mr. Thief. Yes, sir.
If you're really a man, then clean up your own mess. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I just don't have any idea what you mean. If you're a mask, then prove it. That's what it means. Yes, sir, I'll be happy to. He says he'll be happy to, Nick.
Kinda cute. He's 100% committed to his fantasy.
Good boy. Just remember one thing. Our boy only gets one chance in his life to become a man. I know that. I won't fail, I swear. Okay then. Talk. We're all listening.
Oh, well, let's have all this and listen to this confession.
I've got nothing else to say. Why not?
I'm getting paid to do this.
You're paid.
The truth is, I've been Master Mask all along. I mean, you couldn't actually prove that I'm not actually Master Mask. I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen, after all. I donned my costume that night and dancingly descended upon the scene of the crime. Oh, look, you can see right there in the photo. That's me. As for my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off, that's all.
I don't like the direction this trial has taken.
Yeah, very much. I hate my life, and
You're doing great. Stop it, Mr. Goddard. You're embarrassing me. Like I said, you're only going to get one chance to testify, alright? But if you make it through this with flying colors, I'll keep my promise too. I'll make sure you stay locked up in prison as the one and only true Master Mask. Thanks so much, Mr. Gatto. I'll do my best.
All right, Mr. Wright, I'm afraid it's time for your cross-examination.
The guy wants to be locked up.
it's weird now. Oh, why do I always get the crazy ones? You got no alibi.
I've been a judge for a long time, and this is the first time I've ever heard a defendant brag about having no alibi.
But I tell you, I was in Lordly Taylor that night. No, that's too vague, even for me. To be more precise, I was down in the basement warehouse. What is it, Nick?
Where was Ron Delight when the crime happened anyway? We can prove that he had an alibi after all. All the case of his, whatever that's a...
Well, you're right, but... You think you can prove that? Wake up and smell the coffee.
Nescafe Gold. Well, I think maybe I can.
Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence that shows the defendant has an alibi?
Yes, I do. For once, I have the evidence, or do you think I'm still some sort of third-rate rookie?
Oh, I've never seen you this angry before.
I would never call you a rookie.
I'm not surprised. Anger is the last refuge of the pathetic.
Hey, who you calling pathetic, pal? I'm not pathetic.
Well then, let's see this evidence already.
Oops.
Show this to the court evidence. Show to this the court evidence that proves you are where your client was on the night of the crime.
Ron's wallet. Found it. Mr. Delight, this wallet belongs to you, correct?
Yes, it does. I lost it somewhere.
Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away.
No, you don't understand. This is an important piece of evidence.
Evidence?
What is this evidence you speak of? Mr. Delight, when did you first notice that you lost your wallet?
Let's see. It was on the night of the crime. But I know I still had it when Desi and I went out for dinner.
This wallet was found at approximately 1 a.m. at KB Security Headquarters.
What? Surely you're not serious.
I'm always serious. Yes, I am serious. This proves that Mr. Delight was in fact at KB Security that night.
No!
So, if the defendant was at KB Security at 1 o'clock in the morning, then that proves that he has a watertight alibi.
No!
Furthermore, considering the distance between Lordly Taylor and KB Security, it would have taken 30 minutes to get there by car.
He's got a good point, eh?
Why are we here?
Well, Mr. Goddo, do you have anything to say? And stop drinking that coffee!
How much did he got?
Come on, Mr. Thief. Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong. You're the only one who's calling me thief, Mr. Gatto. All right, I'll try. I'll do it. I will. He's really got Mr. Delight all worked up.
Yeah, he's like a kid at his first day of school, and it's getting weird.
Look, it's just ridiculous. Why would I have dropped my wallet at KB Security? Someone must have planted it there to make it look like I was there and not at the heist. Planted it there? He's really reaching now.
Mr. Delight, you probably dropped your wallet when you took it out to use this, didn't you? The keycard at KB Security CEO's office.
No. Huh. That was a pretty good try, Mr. Trite. Unfortunately, you've overlooked one small thing.
What?
Motive, of course. Why would this thief go to KB Security in the middle of the night anyway?
Well, Mr. Wright, looks like you need some more evidence after all.
He's got punched for laugh. This.
Now then, let's see your evidence. The evidence that shows why Mr. Delight went to KB Security at 1 a.m. that night.
Mr. Delight, I believe you've seen this before, correct?
That's...
What is it?
A blackmailer. This is what it looks like. That's what it looks like from its contents.
blackmail?
Yes. Basically, it says bring $50,000.
That certainly sounds like a blackmail, alright.
Time of the theft, Mr. Delight was dealing with a blackmailer himself. Or herself. It's Mr. Delight after all. In KB Security CO office, a full half an hour away from the scene of the crime.
No.
Not me. He's drinking coffee at the time.
I don't know.
No.
Order! So when the theft of the urn occurred, the defendant was a KB Security. Looks like a perfect case for the defense.
Ha, perfect.
You may see it as a perfect case, Judge, but to me, well, let's just say the My Gato blend number 107 impresses me a lot more.
What are you trying to say?
You say the thief was being blackmailed by the CEO of a security company, but did you actually investigate the CEO at all?
No. I guess not. Oops.
Accusing a man of blackmail with no proof. I'm not sure what I think of that.
Good point. I'm not sure what I think of it myself. You claim the defendant entered the CEO's office, but you will need at least one witness to corroborate your claim, Mr. Wright.
Nick, I think we're going to have to track down the CEO guy.
To the Nickmobile. Just a bicycle. No, we don't have to track down the CEO at all.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Trite?
There is someone else who can testify, sadly. This is the person who can testify. Yeah, sorry.
What? Who is this useless-looking young man?
Oh! You don't remember him, Your Honor?
Not exactly.
My memory's not as good as it used to be.
But looking at this picture makes me think makes the bile start to rise in my throat.
Ouch.
It looks like he doesn't remember the case from 2 years ago.
He probably blocked out memory on purpose. Well, I try to do. Anyway, this man was working at guard at KB Security that night.
Oh.
The question in hand is, this key card... Oh, Larry, I want to... That wig's in the background, sorry. Looking at wigs. As you can see, there is no need to investigate the CEO of KB Security. We should be able to discover the truth simply by analyzing the keycard's data. That's a good impression. Who gave me tea? Who was it?
Who dared?
Well, Mr. Godot.
The name of the CEO of KB Security is Kane Bullard. I was unable to contact him directly, but I got the keycard data. Here.
So what does it show?
I can't read.
Each keycard has its own serial number and they leave detailed records of the use. According to this data, the card was used at 1 a.m. on the morning of the crime.
Proof. I win.
But that means it can't be Mr. Delight dressed as Master Mask in this photo.
It looks like you're right. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew a good cup of joe.
So then, does that mean I win?
Rhonda Light was clearly in the office of KB Security's CEO at the time of the prosecutor's office ready to admit that fact. Therefore, it's impossible for the defendant to be mask to mask. Good job, you did it, Nick!
Hey, the mask seems to be...
That's enough. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief.
We've been here before, and what's wrong, Your Honor?
I'm ready to pass judgment. But before I do that, do you have any further objections?
Anyone? No, Your Honor.
Very well.
Anyone?
Court
Last
finds the
chance.
defendant, Mr. Ron Delight.
Woo! Short case.
Court is now adjourned.
Oh, I've got to see my grandchildren now.
grief.
Stupid little brats and muttering.
What kind of idiot wants to go to bloody prison in the first place, honestly?
Nick, you did it! You were right after all. Actually, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself.
Nicky boy. Mwah, mwah. Oh, Mr. Light. I knew you could do it. I believed in you all along, Nicky boy. I don't know how I can ever repay you. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Mr. Light. Congratulations, Mr. Nick! Oh, pearls. Who is this woman?
Oh no.
Oh, she's nobody. She's just, You're blushing! How dare you do this in front of Mystic Maya? You should be ashamed of yourself! Slapped him.
Pearly.
We need to chat.
This woman is Ms. Desiree Delight. She's our client's wife.
Mr. Nick! Yes? You're even worse than I thought. Go behind the back of your own client. No, you got it all wrong. I'll never forgive you! That was that.
Well, anyway, all's well that ends well, right?
Tell that to my cheeks.
We got the sacred urn back and the thief has been caught.
You're so late, and it's all thanks to Nicky boy here.
But actually, it was you, Mr. Light, that brought us our urn back. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, please. You're embarrassing me. Most depressed winner.
But I am the thief. Actually, what's the point?
What is it, honey? I did my best for you, Ronnie.
I know that, and I appreciate it, Desi. But the thing is... Come on, give the kid some time. He's just got a little touch of the blues. You know about feeling blue, right, amigo?
Mr. Goro, what are you doing here?
Oh, come on. I just came here to say thanks to my newest buddy. You, Mr. Trite. Well, playtime is over.
Huh?
Early this morning, the body of Cain Bullard was discovered. Cain Bullard? Where have I heard that name before?
Isn't that the name of the CEO of KB Security?
Body? The estimated time of death was 1 a.m. on October 12th.
1 a.m. on October 12th? You don't mean...
That's right, amigo. At the same time that a cheap little urn was being stolen, the CEO of KB Security was being murdered.
So then, what are you doing here?
Oh, come on. You've figured it out already, haven't you, amigo? Or have you already forgotten about that piece of info I helped you out with today? On October 12th at 1 o'clock in the morning, Rhonda Light was in the CEO's office, the scene of the murder. After getting that blackmail letter, he must have been imbrued with utter rage. What are you saying, imbued with rage?
You haven't seen Pearl when she's angry.
Come on, don't tell me you didn't know it. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. It looks like the alibi that saved him from being convicted as a thief is going to be the noose that gets him hanged. Kind of an anti-alibi. No way.
Yes, way.
He came with the thief because he was at the murder scene when the murder occurred.
No, that's a lie. It can't be true.
But I am a thief, I tell you. Ron Delight, you're going back to prison again. This time his charge is much more serious. This time, you'll be tried for murder.
What? This is impossible.
I'm looking forward to another exciting showdown, Mr. Trite. You and I aren't through with each other yet. Surely you won't be back down from a challenge. You've never been a coward.
Mr. Nick, is there something personal between you two? Oh, stuff again.
I returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you.
I'm sorry.
Please let me have some fun while I'm here. Well then, time to say goodbye to Mr. Delight. Nick, how could this be happening?
Right in front of our very eyes, our client has been arrested for murder. And the one who established his presence at the scene was me. Shit. Ronnie! Ron's after him. So yeah, oops.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
I'm gonna get a murder case out of this in the end. It's not my fault, you can't blame this on me. Somewhere Edgeworth's laughing and he doesn't know why. Well, now it's a murder case.
There's no tune in next time for At Me either.
No. Well, he's giggling in the insane asylum now somewhere.
Yes.
I am the son. Oh dear, well, more investigation ahead of us.